You know those moments when you've had a fight with your partner, your colleague, your child, your boss, your neighbor, your friend, and it's just not going anywhere well. You're feeling hurt and reactive. They're using language that's confusing and hard to hear. You both leave the conversation feeling like it hasn't gone anywhere. Everyone feels hurt and it's just fallen flat. These moments are so common and I see them all the time in my work, and I wanted to chat to you about that today. So first of all, my name is Melissa Allen. I'm a psychologist in private practice, and you've landed here on my channel, Whole Integrated Human, where we're learning how to strengthen relationships and heal trauma. So don't forget to subscribe so that we can stay in touch. So let's get into this. Having healthy relationships is so central to our well-being. As mammals, we're designed to live in community, and so the relationships that we have are so central to having good mental health. When our relationships are harmonious, we feel well on the inside. So that's why it's so critical to make sense of how to do this well. So naturally, as humans, we're different. Even though we're the same species, we're so different in the ways that we approach the world. We have these different lenses that we look through because of our differences. We have different values, we have different interests, different priorities, different dreams, different perspectives. And by nature, because we have these differences between us, of course we're going to come into conflict and challenge in relationship at times. Conflict isn't the problem. Conflict is pretty normal. But how we manage conflict is central to whether or not relationships get strengthened or there's disconnection and disharmony. So there are a number of factors that affect how to do conflict well. But for the purpose of this video today, we're going to be focusing on the use of language in these moments of difference. Specifically, we're going to be talking about feeling words and non-feeling words. So first, some definitions. So sounds pretty simple, but feeling words are those words that make sense of actual feelings. They're words that are connected to emotions. Non-feeling words, naturally, are words that aren't connected to a specific feeling or emotion. They're words that might be interpretive or evaluative or judgments or criticisms. And these words are not identifying a specific feeling, even if they are in a sentence that starts with the words I feel. So, an example. Let's just say, so you have a partner who's criticizing you for being lazy and not doing enough washing up. So a sentence might be like, I feel like you're being lazy and you don't do enough around here. So a sentence like that, let's have a think about it. Even though it tells the story about what that person's upset about, it has lots of loaded non-feeling words in there. So I feel like you're lazy because you don't help out a lot. The word lazy is a criticism, and the words you don't help out a lot are a judgment and an evaluation. So naturally, this is going to cause some kind of defensive response in the listener. So we're going to talk about the conflict cycle in another video, but for now today we're going to focus in on this use of language. So let's just say that partner was going to try and shift from using non-feeling words to using feeling words. So the sentence might be, I start to feel resentful and frustrated when I'm washing up a lot. And I'd really love for us to get more of a balance in sharing this task. This is a clean sentence. It's specifically talking about that partner's feelings, the impact that a specific behavior has on them, and it's making a specific, clear request for how to create a different outcome in the future. So this is what we're aiming for: a specific feeling word, a specific behavior, and a specific request. This is foundational to nonviolent communication. So let's just have a look. Another example, I guess just to add in there, we want to use feeling words instead of judgments and criticisms and evaluative language. and we want to invite a solution so that we get somewhere. So if we were to think of maybe a few other examples, it might be, non-feeling words might be, I feel controlled when you blah, 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 blah. So if we were going to shift that to feeling language, it might be something like, I feel hurt and I'd really like it if you'd consider my feelings too. Another example, let's see, I feel abandoned. So abandoned is a non-feeling word. So if we were to shift from I feel abandoned to feeling language, it might be like, I feel anxious and I'd like you to call more often. So it's a specific feeling rather than an evaluation, and there's a specific request being made. A third example might be, I feel left out. So we're still hearing I feel, but the word left out is a judgment, and it's not a feeling word. So instead of saying I feel left out, feeling language could be something like, I feel lonely and I'd really like it if you could be more inclusive. So it's a specific feeling rather than a judgment or an accusation or a criticism or an evaluation. When we use this more clean language, specifically connected to a feeling word, there's no blame in that. There's nothing really for the other person to kind of bite at, because we're not actually pointing a finger at them. We're actually speaking about a truth and about a feeling that we're having. And there is some, skill around how you express what the behavior is that's causing the feeling, because that can also be loaded language. But a good start is just starting to tune in and notice what's a non-feeling word and what's a feeling word. So when you go about these moments of conflict or moments of difference in your relationships from here, I really want to invite you to get really intentional and really mindful about what words you're using. Because often we end up in conflict and we think, oh, that just went so poorly, I didn't get heard, the other person reacted so badly to that. But if we kind of wind back the tape and really look at the language we used, if it's non-feeling words, then there's often an accusation, a judgment, a criticism, an interpretation, an evaluation of what they're doing, rather than clean language specifically about our feelings, specifically about an identifiable, measurable, observable behavior, and making a request for how to move things forward. So that's my invitation to you. Slowing things down, get intentional and mindful about noticing the feeling words and inserting those into those moments. So some of you might really find that easy to do, and it's just about mindfulness and intentionality and being strategic about the language we use. But some of you might find, just like me, just like all of us, that when we're in reaction, it can be really hard to be precise about language. So what I've done, for some of you who might want a bit of a cheat sheet, is I've made this, it's a little bit of a light falling on it. I've made this little cheat sheet about feeling words for met needs, feeling words for unmet needs. I wonder how I can show you that without the light. And there, down the bottom there, are the non-feeling words. Some of the non-feeling words, of course. So this is kind of a cool poster to have on your wall. And it's something that you can kind of come back to and check out. It could be on the back of the toilet door, or it could be somewhere just in your home where when you're having that reaction, this is a whole list of words that you can kind of, use as a little bit of a cheat sheet for working out, what's the feeling attached to this kind of judgment or criticism that's kind of spinning in my head. That, instead of just kind of letting it fall out into the conversation and find that it doesn't land well, this is an opportunity to slow yourself down and work out with more precision what words to use. So that's going to be there for you. Use the link below for that. And if you found this video helpful, please do leave a comment. I would love to hear what you think and what resonates with you. Don't forget once again to subscribe and press the like button so that we can stay connected. And there you go. So this is me, Melissa Allen, with you on the journey to becoming ever more whole, integrated humans. Speak to you soon.